And to all my HBCU brothers and sisters.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Now, again, here's some... We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. There is so much news today that, I'm done. I only have to do one more part of the news, one more, and I think I'm done for today because all this other stuff I can cover tomorrow. No, it's just continuing, my friends. It is continuing, and I am here for it, but your friend is in dire need of help. But nonetheless, what we have here is, of course, Kamala Harris under a lot of scrutiny right now as a whistleblower really blows the water over her head as she's been given an unfair advantage against the debate, and Donald Trump will be going over that, including her VP is under investigation, so things are not looking good for Kamala Harris right now. We have this here from Benny Johnson saying, ABC whistleblower affidavit alleging that Kamala Harris was given an unfair advantage in her debate with Donald Trump has been released. Now, okay, Benny Johnson has brought these documents here, but at the same time, it was also brought up to this guy as well. So he is the actual one that is talking about this. So Benny Johnson brought these 4 things here, but it was him. So I'll be giving these guys credits for the rest. So what we have here is that redacted, being duly sworn, do hereby make the following statement under penalty of pre-jury. My name is blank. I reside in redacted, Manhattan, New York. I have worked for ABC News for over 10 years in various technical and administrative positions. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting Manhattan, New York here, being as huge and pretty big, is because if you're in Manhattan, New York, or in New York in general, you're most likely a liberal, you're most likely a Democrat. So, them coming out and saying saying how biased the ABC News is, yeah, that's not a good look. That is very bad. So it goes on to say, since the acquisition of ABC News in 1996, I have observed significant transformations in the nature of news reporting at the organization. These changes suggest a shift from unbiased reporting to a model influenced by external factors. For the record, I do not endorse Donald Trump in his capacity as candidate for President of the United States. There you go. As I said, liberal. The intent of this affidavit is to address concerns regarding perceived biases within news reporting within my employer's debate that will be hosted on September 10th, 2024. Furthermore, the Harris campaign imposed restrictions on the scope of questioning, including no questions regarding the perceived health of President Joe Biden, no inquiries related to her tenure as Attorney General in San Francisco, no questions concerning her brother-in-law, Tony West, who faces allegations of embezzling billions of dollars in taxpayer funds and who may be involved in her administration if elected. Internal organization climate. I have observed a pronounced bias against Donald Trump within ABC News. Employees expressing favorable views towards him experience significant concerns about potential retribution. Everything else is redacted. Purpose and documentation of affidavit. This affidavit is executed to document and provide transparency regarding the issues of fairness and impartiality in the debate process and broader concerns about journalistic integrity at ABC News. 7. Affirmation of documentation. This affidavit has been signed and notarized on September 9th, 2024, to ensure that the allegations set forth are formally documented prior to the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. In addition to notarizing this affidavit, I have sent a certified letter to myself, postmarked September 9th, 2024, which will remain unopened for any future investigations. I have also dispatched a Federal Express package containing this affidavit sent on September 9th, 2024, and delivered to my residence on September 10th, 2024, which will remain unopened for potential investigative purposes. Furthermore, I have sent a certified letter to Speaker Mike Johnson, dated September 9th, 2024, to establish a record that the correspondence was sent before the debate commenced. Additionally, for further investigation, I have secretly recorded several conversations that will prove that the Harris campaign insisted upon not only the fact-checking of Donald Trump, but also insisted on what questions were not to be asked under any circumstances, or else the Harris campaign would decline to participate in the debate. So, goes on to say as well, I make these statements under the penalty of perjury and without coercion of any kind. So, yeah, it says here, I, redacted, being duly sworn, hereby disposes and says that the deponent has read the foregoing affidavit and hereby vows to the content thereof, and that the name is true to the deponent's own knowledge as to the matter therein to be stated, to be alleged upon information, and belief, and as those matters a deponent believes them to be true. Sworn to me on this night, day of December 2024, redacted. So, yeah, and there's more going on to this here, right? About some of the stuff that's going on, right? So, let's see here. What we have is this as well. The Harris campaign received particular accommodations, including, but not limited to, the providing of a podium significantly smaller than that used by Donald Trump, and assurances regarding split-screen television views that would favorably impact Kamala Harris' appearance relative to Donald Trump. It was agreed that Donald Trump would be subjected to fact-checking during the debate, while Kamala Harris would not face comparable scrutiny. This was widely known throughout the company that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. In fact, various people were assigned to fact-check organizations it was perceived candidate Trump would make during the debate. In fact, the Harris campaign required assurances that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. This was done via multiple communications with the Harris campaign, whereas the Trump campaign was not included in the negotiations. To my understanding, any rules, negotiations, and conversations pertaining to the debate should have had both the Trump and Harris campaign involved. The Harris campaign had numerous more calls regarding the debate rules without the Trump campaign aware or on the call. The Harris campaign was provided with sample questions that, while not the exact questions, covered similar topics that would appear during the debate. Furthermore, the Harris campaign imposed restrictions on the scope of questioning, including no questions regarding the perceived health of President Joe Biden, no inquiries related to her tenure as Attorney General in San Francisco, no questions concerning her brother-in-law and all that stuff. So we got all that stuff there too, right? So, that being said, this is massive. And he also goes on to say, yeah, I'm not a computer person. I keep running out of room, but it's out and more is to come. So, there's probably more to be released here from this guy that we don't know yet. We can probably go and check, actually. But right now, I'm going to be focusing on this. I'll review this guy later. But as of right now, I just want to get you guys to the meat and greed of everything. So, there is a bit, the form trial is saying the Kamala campaign is in big trouble now. The whistleblower affidavit has been released showing that ABC colluded with the Kamala campaign, providing illegal collusion. This textbook fascism and should result in Kamala Harris immediately being removed from the ballot. This should be resolved before the election so we know the exact intent before voting. At this point, how could anyone themselves anti-fascist and vote for Harris and Walz? There is actually work, and including the ABC moderator Lindsay Davis admits fact-checking was only planned for Trump. ABC News' Lindsay Davis, one of two moderators for last week's presidential debate, admitted to the Los Angeles Times that the plan was only to fact-check former President Donald Trump and not Vice President Kamala Harris. As Breitbart News noted, Davis and co-moderator David Murr fact-checked Trump 7 times, often incorrectly, while never fact-checking Harris once, even when she used hoaxes such as the Charlottesville Very Fine People hoax. So, it says, as the New York Post noted, in an interview with the Los Angeles Times, Davis said she wanted to address concerns that Trump's statements could be allowed to hang there unchallenged by his opponent or the moderators as they were when Trump and Biden debate on CNN in June. Davis, wearing pink glasses while speaking to the Times over breakfast at the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia, said the decision to attempt to correct the candidate was in response to the June 27th CNN debate between Trump and President Biden, whose poor reports led to his exit from the race, the Times reported. People were concerned that statements were allowed to just hang, and not be disputed by the candidate Biden at the time or the moderators. David told the outlet on Wednesday morning. That is massive, guys. That is huge. And it goes on, Davis admitted that the moderators studied past statements. Politicians tend to say the same things again and again, but somehow did not prepare to check Harris' repeated uses of hoaxes. Harris used the Very Fine People hoax in 2020 during the vice presidential debate with Mike Pence. So yeah, that is not good. She has come out and admitted it, guys. So that ain't good. But we have a bit more stuff as well. We have ABC whistleblowers alleged affidavit surface top claims about Harris-Trump debate. And here are the top claims are Kamala Harris received similar questions in advance of the debate. The Harris administration allegedly prevented ABC from questioning Joe Biden's health. They reportedly blocked inquiries into allegations against Kamala Harris' brother-in-law, accused of embezzling billions in taxpayer money. ABC employees are said to be fearful of potential retribution from Trump. The whistleblower claims to have secret recordings proving the Harris administration pressured moderators to fact-check Trump. ABC was allegedly instructed on which questions to avoid during the debate with Kamala Harris. So, that is all the stuff there. Again, it ain't good. And finally, guys, we have this from the leading report saying GOP Oversight Committee is investigating Kamala Harris's VP pick, Tim Walz, for alleged ties to the CCP. Below is a letter that was sent to the FBI Director Christopher Wray, requesting information relating to Governor Walz's ties to the CCP. So, that ain't good. Dear Director Wray, the Committee on Oversight and Accountability is continuing to investigate the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, or political warfare operations, including those seeking to co-opt and influence important figures in the elite political circles to the benefit of the Communist People's Republic of China. On August 16, 2024, the committee requested information about the CCP-affiliated entities and officials with which Mr. Timothy Walz has engaged, as well as any warnings or information that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has provided to Mr. Walz or his office about CCP influence operations. The deadline to produce such documents and information has passed, and the Bureau has failed to provide any response to the committee. The FBI's silence regarding Mr. Walz's documented relations with the CCP affiliates is inexcusable. During the 118th Congress, the committee has investigated federal agencies' responses to CCP influence and efficient tactics, including the FBI's own strategy on July 17th. The FBI, the Committee on CCP Influence Operations, in part on that briefing, it is clear to the committee that Mr. Walz's history with CCP affiliates bears characteristics of such influence operations, and the FBI must produce any information it has regarding the concerning development. The committee must understand the full extent of Mr. Walz's ties to the CCP. In short, such ties are myriad and substantial. In 1993, Mr. Walz organized a trip to the PRC for his Alliance High School students. The costs for the trip were paid in part by the Chinese government. Mr. Walz then created a private company to coordinate annual student trips to China and led the tours himself. In 2007, Mr. Walz served not only as a member of Congress, but also as a fellow of Macau Polytechnic University. According to the university's website, Macau Polytechnic University exists in alignment with China's Belt and Road Initiative, a political warfare program developed by President Xi Jinping to exert China's influence worldwide. Mr. Walz has visited the PRC, by his memory, roughly 30 times. As recently as this year, Mr. Walz met with the CCP Counsel General Zhao Jing to discuss China-U.S. relations and subnational cooperation. The FBI appears to deem these concerning facts unpersuasive to require cooperation with the congressional investigation. The committee will provide additional ties between Mr. Walz and the PRC. Recent reports indicate Mr. Walz, while in Congress, helped secure $2 million and push for a $5 million federal earmark for the Hormel Institute, which is a Minnesota-based medical research center with a history of working with the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. The Wuhan Institute of Virology is closely connected to the CCP and has been implicated in the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Hormel Institute has also worked with the Beijing Genomics Institute, a group labeled by the Pentagon as Chinese military company. The former executive director of the Hormel Institute, Dr. Xingang Dong, abruptly stepped down from his post in 2019. Around the same time, it was revealed he was involved in the FBI probe, investigating his possible failure to report the foreign backing when applying for grants. Mr. Dong is a longtime donor to Mr. Walz's political career. According to findings of the Federal Election Commission, the FBI told the committee that the Bureau's Foreign Influence Task Force investigates this kind of CCP activity. The committee is concerned that Mr. Walz's involvement with the Chinese entities and officials may have allowed the CCP to influence his decision-making as a congressman and governor, and particularly would allow the CCP to influence the White House should Mr. Walz be elected vice president. Therefore, the committee reiterates its request for documents from its August 16, 2024 letter, which are included below for your convenience. So, all the documents and communications in the FBI's possession, including that of the Foreign Influence Task Force regarding any Chinese entity or individual with whom Mr. Walz may have encouraged or partnered. Such entities and individuals include, but are not limited to, the following gathered from recent reporting and related entities. Chinese Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, Chinese Students and Scholars Associations, Confucius Institutes, Consul General Zhao Jing, Embassy of the Republic of China in the United States, Macau Polytechnic University, Ministry of Public Security, Ministry of State Security, National Association for China's Peaceful Unification, PRC consists in the United States, the United Front, including the United Front Work Department, U.S. China's People's Friendship Association, and United States China Heartland Association. So, yeah, all that is damning. So, this is not good for Kamala Harris. He's under the investigation of being related to the CCP. That ain't good. That ain't good. Which shows a lot of the reasons why a lot of his stuff were very communistic-like in Minnesota, because, well, he was a part of CCP. He was there multiple times. So, yeah, it ain't looking too good for Kamala Harris. Obviously, the ABC debate was completely rigged and in Kamala's favor, and even the moderator comes out and talks about it. So, it ain't good. So, guys, that's it for the video. Like, guys, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.